understand why we're talking about money at all right now.
We have the worst situation that is probably in bio history right now.
And we're trying to fix it.
Hold on, I need to say this. Screw the servers, screw BOB, screw Rust, screw Ark. We have a community that rioted tonight, and we handled it horribly.
I just fixed it. I just sat in the VC and talked to them for like 20 minutes.
I don't think that's fixing it.
You want to know what I just did for the last 30 minutes to an hour? I sat in everyone testing one, and I went through with the community, and I listened to them, and I sat, and do you know what they've all told me? Do you genuinely want to know what they all told me?
What they tell you?
They want us to genuinely talk to them. They want us to have open lines of communication. They want to let us know. They want us to let them know what is going on with the server, because so many things are just added into suggestions, or people DM admins, and they're ghosted. They aren't replied to. Suggestions are left sitting for about a month without us talking about them.
They've been saying this for weeks. They've been saying this for weeks, and it just...
It came to a head tonight because they're frustrated and they're done with it.
And I feel like
the way
this needs to be said too.
You're helping.
I'm sorry, Amp, but this really needs to be said too. Like I said, I love you, dude. I respect you. What you and your server has done for me has done so much. When you did come back, you have all these ideas and you want to do these things, but you don't know that a lot of us have been doing that. Like Wild worked her ass off on an entire event team. She asked everybody for their input, everybody for, what can we do for events, both in the Discord, in the server. When you came back and didn't look at a single thing that had happened before you left. And that's why your staff is disgruntled right now. You came back and said, I'm going to do this, when you didn't even know some of the staff members' names. You didn't know anything that we had done to try and save the server. That's why all these people are upset, Amp. And I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm trying to put light on the situation for you.
I'm sorry I didn't learn every freaking problem in the last 3 days. I mean, I've been in meetings with people in the Discord for hours.
But if you're the server owner, that's your job. And that's what I'm saying. You should have been like, all right, well, let's go slowly into this. Come with your managers and say, all right, what have we done so far? Okay, we've done A, B, and C. Let's try D. You didn't do that.
I thought that's what we did at the meeting. We were talking. I can't help nobody spoke up. You can't put that on me. We were talking about it in a meeting. If you guys didn't speak up, that's on you. If you come to me with problems, I try to help you fix them. I can't read.
I went to you about the hungry issue, and you brought him back. You disrespected me. He could have ruined my life. Amp. He ruined that I was a paedophile. He could have ruined my life, and you brought him back, and you disrespected me, and you ignored my event thing. You ignored everything I've done for this server, and now you're saying you're waiting.
You know what? You know what? You can anybody want to go with it? Go. Get the hell out of here. Because I did not ignore everything you did. I did not ignore everything you did. You're not going to paint me like that. I got 1 million people writing me just because I brought Hungry back because I talked to them and I misunderstood a situation. I even told Adrabis in the meeting that, hey, you know what? I'm going to get rid of him anyways. Did I not, Adrabis?
Yeah, but you said I'll do it later tonight. I told you to do it right then and not give him oldies, and then we did. To be fair. I wanted to demote him when we were in the.
This is obviously you guys are mad at me. You know what? If you're that mad
not
at me
mad
and
at you.
want me to work the server, go. I'm not going to place. I'll hire new staff and do it all again. I want you. I'd rather have the old people here to do stuff, but you guys obviously. I've been back 3 days. I'm still planning a wedding. You're going to ride me like this? You guys know I don't know everything, so fill me in. Don't get an attitude and say, "Okay, I quit. Can I have the oldies roll?" What is that? That's like a big middle finger after you guys asked me to come back and try to do something. I can only do so much.
But everything that's exploded tonight has been leading up for literally months. Since before the No Rules Week even happened, all of these things have still been there. And the problems that people are talking about now finally have existed for months.
And whose fault is that? Bad leadership. I left for a while. That's my fault. I'll take blame for that. That was my fault. But who was in charge when I left? It's their fault, not my fault that it's been leading like this. It has not
Yeah,
been that.
we're the only
So-
reason the
So
server's
now
still
we're
here.
gonna dump it all on Adra Raw and Herp?
You have no right.
Is
to
that
claim
really
that.
what you just said?
No.
I did
All right,
not just
I-
dump it all on them. You got a bad attitude. Get this person out of here. I
You've
don't
got a
want
bad
them.
attitude.
Get him
you
out of
You're
here.
the one that has a bad attitude right now.
Then all of you.
Aren't
fucking-
you like calling people
Leave.
the F slur and telling them to kill themselves too?
When did I tell somebody to? What? Years ago, when me and my buddy were joking with each other as a joke, you're gonna take that offensive? Who gives a crap? I'm not a leftist like you. Get the hell out of here. I'll hire new staff. Go. Leave. I'm not afraid anymore. You guys don't like the way I'm gonna run shit? Get the fuck out of here. I don't need you guys to come back and tell me how to run this server. We were running it fine before half y'all came here. If you don't like it, then fucking get the
But
hell out.
why haven't any of those people stayed? Why has literally since I started playing on the server, at
Because
least
Ron
3
put other
members
staff in
let me
there.
talk. Let me talk. At least 3 members of staff have stepped down every single month that I've been on this server. And they all have the same exact problems. And I hear about these problems from other people because it always comes
You know
out
why?
and it never gets
Because y'all get
addressed.
your clicks. Nobody ever listens to me. Y'all getting your clicks, and then you treat each other like shit. That's why people leave. That's the truth.
Can I point
Instead
something
of
else
working
out to you
together as
too?
teams, y'all start dating each other. You get in your little cliques, and you treat each other like shit and hate on each other, and be secretive and have your own little discords. That's why the staff fails. Has nothing to do.
Can I point something else out to you too? The stuff that you've been dealing with the past 3 days is the stuff that we've had to deal with for months, trying to keep the server alive. Saying, "Oh, things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. We're going to do this. We're going to do that," and we can't because we didn't have our leader.
The reason why, yeah, your leader needed a damn break, dude. Am I not allowed to like just fucking vanish for a while? I mean, shit. I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I told you I made a mistake for leaving as long as I did. I probably shouldn't have gone as long as I did. I was burned out too. I had a lot of shit going on in my life. I've had several people in my life die. I've had stuff in my life happen that you guys can't know about because it's personal. But trust me, it's extremely fucking devastating. If I was to tell you what it was, you'd probably feel bad. But I don't even want that right now. But the thing is I don't know what y'all are wanting. The problem I've been hearing from other people that are leaving, they're telling me they're leaving because staff has bad attitudes. From the beginning, I've told the head admin, Raw, that when I go, eventually I'm going to want to start streaming again. I need somebody to be able to run the Discord properly. I gave it to her to run while I took my break. I can't help it. Stuff fell apart. I shouldn't have been gone the 5 months I was gone, but I enjoyed my life. I don't feel guilty for any of that. I enjoyed my life for the first time in over 3 years. I have not been doing a lot of outside stuff. I've constantly done nothing but internet stuff, doing YouTube, trying to run a server, dealing with bullshit all the time. You know, I don't like this kind of stuff. I don't like it, but I'm not going to put up with it no more. If I come back and try to run this thing again, it's going back to the way it was, and we'll run it. If people don't want to do it that way, then that's fine. They don't have to be here for it. But I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody I'm going to go back and try to fix the server. And then when I actually come back to fix things and explain to you guys why I have, your guys' way of support is to quit. And it's like, I get you guys have worked hard. I've told numbers of you throughout the months that I was gone. I'd pop in randomly say, and I'd even give you guys credit and staff. I'd even tell all the community, hey, don't thank me. Don't be excited to see me. It's the staff that's running everything. I've done nothing but give you guys credit. I've even come in and complimented some of you. And I even told my top 3 management guys to find the top 10 workers. And I was going to give each person a gift for staff. That's the truth.
You said you left it to Raw, but how is that fair to Raw when Raw also has her own life, her own problems, her own things that she's dealing with, and she tried to handle it the best way that she could? I can't speak for her because I don't know how much she did or whatever, but I know she did try to make things work, and that was clear in what she said when she left. But it's a lot for her to manage on her own.
She volunteered for that. That's her position. If you can't handle your position, then why take it? She knew the requirements of that position. It's to be my backup when I need to do something. So why would she take that position? She wanted it. So once again, if you guys know the requirements of alpha admin compared to alpha, well, don't take alpha admin if you don't want to, if you can't fulfill the requirements. That's what I'm saying.
Everything that we've been doing to keep the server intact since you have been gone, trying to keep the conflicts to a minimum, trying to keep everyone in line, trying to keep the server going. Everything that happened tonight unraveled that. All of our work gone.
Well, that's
Done.
what happens.
It's
That's what
meaningless.
happens when I come back to try to fix things. I already knew things were going to unravel. Every time this ever has happened, even when I never left the server, anytime this happens and I come back and make changes, say stuff, people quit, people do their thing. That's fine. But to save face, instead of sitting here arguing about the whole thing, I'm going to proceed on trying to fix this. Whoever here doesn't think it's fixable, then you shouldn't be on our team, because that means you have a bad negative energy or a bad negative outlook and you're not here to help. Either you're going to be here to help or you're not. I put more time in the server than any of you except for Herb and the older people. So I don't know why you guys are so mad that I left for a while. Yes, I left. I get it. But I put a hell of a lot more time in the server than a lot of you.
The server wouldn't be what it is, Amp, without your current. You have to realize that.
And okay, you said the server wouldn't be what it is without my current. What's the state of the server?
Okay, before tonight, before you unraveled everything, the server would not have been what it is without your current staff team.
You're right. And what do you have to do to fix something? Sometimes you have
But
to
you're
break
here
it
saying
down.
that it's our fault.
People left and right, though.
You're telling us that it's our fault when we've kept the server alive, and I'm sorry, and you can hate me for this, you can ban me for this. I don't care what you say. All of our alphas, our leaders, our reds, and trials, you guys were all fucking awesome. You guys worked your ass off, and none of you should feel bad. None of you should feel like you didn't do enough for the server. You all went above and beyond. I am so proud of every single one of you. That needs to be said, because that hasn't been said tonight. The work and the hours I've sat here with all of you, the late nights dealing with the players, going through donations, doing reports. You guys are fucking awesome, and I love every single one of you. And it's sad that it had to come to this. That's what a leader says, Amp.
I have said that, and you guys still pin me into a corner. What do I need to keep saying it over and over and over? I don't know what else to do, man. I came back to the meeting a couple of days ago, and I told you guys all this. You guys have done a good job. I've even told you throughout the month. Now all of a sudden y'all are teaming up on me, and you're all leaving. What do you expect me to do? I mean, you guys are acting like I have done nothing for this server. And for you to sit there and say I blamed my higher ups for the whole thing, I did not blame
You
all of
literally just did.
You did though. You did.
You literally just said, "Oh, well, I wasn't here, so whose fault was it?" Amp, Raw, Herb. They're all fucking amazing.
I didn't say.
You
I
did.
said that Raw was in charge. Raw was in charge. I didn't say it was Raw, Travis, and Herb. I said Raw was in charge.
Yeah, but you're putting all the blame on one person when she can only do so much. And she has her own life, she has work and other things to do, and she's not always around to oversee everything because there's a lot of stuff that goes on and she can't be there for everything.
Well, so let me ask you a question. So there's a hierarchy in the server. So if it starts from the top and goes down for the hierarchy, if I wasn't here, it goes next in line. So if it kept going down the line and things got bad, nobody's going to step up. I don't understand what you guys are trying to say. Why did it get this bad? How come nobody else tried to stop it from getting this bad? Why are people complaining that staff are mean and aren't nice, and that's why people are leaving? Who's the mean and not nice?
Chased away from the community, though. Some of the staff have left because the community is chasing them away.
People said they were afraid to come to staff for simple things like just questions.
Why
People were
is
scared
that?
of coming to management
Why
because
is
they
that?
felt like they were unapproachable.
Oh, well, that ain't my fault that people are acting like that.
The entire thing just needs to be reworked from the ground up. That's
I'm just
it.
saying.
It's simple as.
if it really honestly takes me to be here so it don't fall apart, then should I rework my staff? Is that what you guys are saying? Because you said that that's the way the server's turning, where people are complaining about staff being an attitude because I was gone and I was supposedly the ultimate leader of the group. Then why do I have other leaders if it still fell apart? How is it? That's why you all have your positions, to stop this from happening.
You said it yourself. They have to go through the chain of command, and if the head honcho isn't here, the chain of command is broken.
Well, the only thing she needed my approval on, and I told her, is if you guys go to delete certain things out of the Discord. I said, other than that, I trust your guys' things and how you ran things. I told her all that all the time. The server wasn't doing bad up until just like a month ago. Even when the player count dropped, that's normal. We lose players every fall, and they come back at the winter time. However, this drastic of a drop, I don't know what happened, but I'm hearing through the grapevine through the players that are leaving are saying, we're leaving because your staff has a bad attitude. That's what I'm hearing. Have I once jumped on you guys until now? Because everybody's abandoning ship now. No, I haven't said that. I said we're going to make staff changes because people need to stop. If that's the case, well, I'm getting tons of messages, people coming to me about your staff is being rude and mean, and that's why nobody wants to play on Bio no more. Well, I don't know. Well, I apologize to you, Herb, and well, Draft's already left. But anyways, I'm not trying to pin it on you guys. We have a hierarchy, and I'm not going to feel bad for putting a lot of this on Raw's hands. Yes, he has a life, but so do I. So do I. The thing is she took that position. She took my place while I was gone. It's not all her fault. It's everybody's fault because it takes a team to run this stuff. So mostly, yes, it falls on my shoulders because, well, I'm the top of the list. I decided for it. So most of it falls on my shoulders. But just a wake-up call to you guys, it's not just my fault. It's all of our faults. We all partook in the failure of this. It's not just me. Because it doesn't take just me to run this server. And yes, I got pissed off when I came here because I feel like you guys are pointing everything on, oh, it's Ant-Man. Oh, he's the leader. He should have done it. It's all his fault. Well, I'm sorry, guys, if it's my fault that some of you were giving players that bad of an attitude that they all decided to start leaving. I apologize for that. Because obviously that's my fault too. And yes, there's many a times Herp's pulled me off the Rawls pulled me off the side and said, hey, the staff's getting upset. They don't feel like you care anymore. And I told them, well, I do care. Here's what I want to do for the staff. Come back to me with this so I can fix it. And never heard a word back. Never heard a word back. I've even brought it up twice. Hey, I want to award my staff for doing such a good job. You guys can't say I've never came in and talked to you guys and never said, hey, keep up the good work. I've said that to many of you on occasion. And if you don't think I appreciate what you've done for the community, you didn't just do it for me. It's a community server. If it was my server, that means I pocket all the money and I take all the glory. I never once ever did that. I never took all the glory. I never, you know what I mean? So I don't get why everybody keeps saying it's my server. I've always said from the beginning, it's a community server. If it was my server, you guys wouldn't have a say in how it's ran. We would never take votes on how to do stuff.
All right,
I don't know.
Come down a little bit. I can actually.
I can't take no more of this. You guys can sit down and take a vote of who you want to take the server over, or who, whatever you guys want to do, because I don't feel wanted here anymore. So you know what? Just so you guys don't leave, I'll be the one to leave. You guys can pick yourselves a new leader. I'll step back because I just feel like y'all don't want me here. So and that's really the case. So I don't know what else to say. You know, I'm trying my best to try to fix these things for you, and I just don't know what to do. And it just seems like no matter what corner I turn now, It just falls back on me. The community's mad at me. The team's mad at me, and it's like, you know what? I got too much in my life to have so many people mad at me over a video game community when I got so many bad things going on in my real life. It's okay for everybody else to have issues and take LOAs and have to do this and that. I've spent 3 years of my life to build this thing, and I needed a summer to reflect on a lot of things in my life, and now I'm hated for it. I'm hated for worrying about my own health and my own life. You know, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. So if you guys know somebody else that's better to run this, please tell me. I
just want to point out, I don't hate you. I'm disappointed. I don't hate you. And like, I'll calm down a little bit. I was a little heated, so I'm going to explain this more calmly. So, like I said, and I feel like this is the same for a lot of people. Tell me if I'm wrong. The frustration comes from all the work we've been doing to keep the netting from going away. And like I said, you were away, and we understand you had life things going on. But you come back. When you came back, you didn't know what was going on before that meeting happened. And then, like I said, the netting that we had built just to barely keep everything intact, you broke it.
What netting did I don't understand. I'm confused. What do you mean? What netting did I break? I've only come back to
everything that went down in that VC.
The meeting we had on Friday?
No, in general chat tonight.
What did I break? I don't understand.
Because here's the bottom line. You know, if we're going to run a community, I mean, yes, there are people that are problem people, and there were many people in that general chat tonight that are problem people. But when it comes to running a community, and I'm young, I haven't admin too many places. I've been a part of quite a few communities. I can't say I have the experience that you have, Em. But when you're the top of something, whether it be an owner, a leader, an alpha, a blue, you have to hold yourself to a standard of representation. We did not hold ourselves to that standard tonight.
Okay, tell me what I did wrong.
You know, there was, we could have been much better with handling the people that were being toxic in the VCs, the people that were being toxic in the general chat.
Cater to them.
I'm not saying cater to them. But instead of saying, hey, you know what? Let's try and diffuse this, which many of our staff did try and do. We said, we deflected things that we've done wrong. We deflected. I'm not saying what you said was wrong, but, instead of deflecting it, when you got an entire community towering in on you, saying, what you did was wrong, you can't deflect it and expect them to disrespect you. It doesn't work like that. That's where I talk about
that's disrespecting me. Most of them are ex-staff members, and those are their friends. So use that logic. It's ex-staff members that already have a problem with who's in power now, and it's all their friends. It's not the whole community. Most of the people in there causing the problems are groups of people that are in their own discords just trying to be funny and start problems. I've been here long enough to know who some of those people are and who's causing the problem. That's why when I banned what's-her-name for saying I'm being whatever with everybody, who all of a sudden jumped to their defense when they got banned? All ex-staff. See, I've been at this game a long time to know when people are trolling the shit out of the server.
But that's not the point. It doesn't matter how you handle. It doesn't matter what those couple people, and everyone, please tell me you agree with me or disagree with me. If you handle a certain situation, whether you're right or they're wrong, or you're wrong, if you handle it in a sour way as a leader of a community from any standpoint, it makes your entire community look bad, does it not?
It does.
It's always up to you to be the bigger person and lead. You're supposed to be calm, you're supposed to be collected. Your entire thing as a leader is to just take things on the head, reflect on them, maybe get inspired from that criticism, change from that criticism. But instead going back and lashing back out at the community, I understand that it's upsetting. It's upsetting for me too. But going back to them like that, instead of going through and actually, listening to them, that's why I sat and never fasting, it doesn't help. It just makes all of us look so much worse. We all have a passion for the community. We all want to save this community. And the way to do it now, we need to tear everything down to its base and listen to them. Either that or it's all out the window at this point.
Thought that's what
The
I was
problem I
trying to
heard
do.
from everybody tonight, everybody's complaining, it's management. Everybody, players, staff, all I've heard is it's management. And it's also communication from staff itself. Inter-staff communication, because God knows that we aren't really good at talking to each other sometimes.
We are really bad at that. Really, really bad at that. So
Yeah, at the end of the day, we need to get better at handling things calmly, properly, without sass. We just need to be kind, recklessly. Be kind, recklessly. That's the motto. That's what we need to go for, because that's what we started with. That's what I heard Bio's motto was.
how are we all trained to handle toxic players? Kill them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say.
Well, there's a time where you have to draw the line. Some people will just be toxic and toxic and toxic, and you just have to get rid of them.
Even
There-
still,
there's
killing
a-
them with kind.
Why do we
there's
bring back those players?
Exactly, and that's something that I brought up multiple times. Nazput, Jake Wolf. You know, why are these
Timber.
people here?
Timber
You
was
know.
the big one. Why did Timber get let back after so many times, after so many meetings, after so many meetings, where we all decided that she's not allowed back, and all of a sudden she's allowed back? Why did this happen?
Well, what happened was somebody, a higher staff member, was monitoring her for the year and a half she was banned, and we haven't heard any issues about her in a long time. And she asked to come back, and we said, "Well, I said have a meeting and let people vote on it." And
There
I said,
was no meeting.
Well,
There was
whether-
no
whether
meeting.
it was mainly supposed to be a meeting for those who knew Timber from the beginning.
I knew
Anyways,
Timber from the beginning. That's the
Well-
thing. I was also a person that knew Tim from the beginning. I knew everything that she's done, and to be blown off like that, and to find out that Timber came back without consenting with someone else who's been there, hurt. That is another thing with like how Mark brought up the communication. Communication has been bad. That is
Well, all
something
I
that should have been communicated.
all I
And I'm
said, I
not-
wasn't even in the meeting for that. All I said to them was, "Hey, look, if you want to give her a chance, make sure it's good. You bring her back, you monitor her. If she's good, you let her have a chance to play." I said, "Don't put, you don't put her on the server right away. Monitor her, see if she can be good. And if she slips up one time, it's banned, bye, never talk again. Ban her from your own personal things. We've given hundreds of people chances to come back and try, and some people have proven to be better. The thing is sometimes people decide to give other people a chance. Even some of the higher up staff members were, I don't know.
Like, I hate to bring it up again, but I didn't know the full situation. But Wild One and Hungry, what happened there? Because how that was handled earlier was not okay.
Wild One and Hungry. Oh, I didn't know the whole story on that. And what happened was they said that. Well, here, let me see if I can find the messages of what they said.
And just for the record, that was brought up in the meeting before when you decided to demote him. That entire situation was brought up in that meeting. And I know people have mixed feelings about her, whether you like her or whether you don't. That was wrong for Hungry to try and do.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out, is because if
Well, my question was how old is Hungry?
16, 17?
He is 15.
And from what I got, she was drunk one night in a VC with him saying things that he was very uncomfortable with. So if I'm being a 38-year-old man within a VC with a 15-year-old girl and I started talking like ways I shouldn't, everybody would label me as a. I'm not saying she is. I'm just saying. I don't know. I think the standards for things are at backwards.
And did Hungry have proof of his accusations? Because I see none.
Well, I didn't let Hungry back on that occasion. I didn't catch all of it. What I caught was we banned him for.
Amp, you're cutting out. I don't know if you know this or not.
So what did we ban with that for that night that he was saying? He was saying something in general, and I said just what was he saying?
It wasn't that we were talking about in the meeting what he had done, and you were like, just get rid of him. And then you brought him back, and then he stepped down.
Well, what happened was he came to me and said, "Look, dude, half the stuff that's going on, people are mistaking." He was sending me screenshots, and I read some of the stuff he sent, and I was like, I have to talk it over with them, but I said, I'll bring you back for now, and if there's a problem, I'm going to have to let you know. Because I don't like to be wrong, because I said I have been gone for a while. I don't know the whole situation, and I'm the one that had you banned. So I said, for now, I'm unbanning you until I figure out the full story of what's going on. Then I went to a meeting room with Herp and Adrabis, and we even brought Hungry in there, and we were talking to them. And I even told Adrabis, I'm probably going to just get rid of him anyways. But I wanted to make sure all the stories are true, because you guys know I don't like to rule on things without evidence. I didn't see any evidence when I banned him. I was just all hearsay. So even if half the staff doesn't like somebody, if nobody has proof on why somebody should be banned, I'm not going to just ban somebody. Show me some evidence. So
did you see what he said to Wild after he stepped down?
No, I didn't see any of that. I just know that when he got left, they raided her in the game, and she did something with her. Like I don't know.
That's not even Wild. That was Raw. That's what we're going on about. You don't even know.
I guess
that's
when you've been
now
back.
Now you see why I brought him back, because I thought, well, maybe I need to find out the whole story before I start kicking him.
But you shouldn't have brought him back in order to do that. You should have spoken to Wild and not made him red again. You should have just spoken to Wild, got it all cleared up, and then give him the real reason, not even think about bringing him back, because accusing someone of being a pedophile you could go to court, you can get police involved, and that is just Hungry could have ruined her life, and people are saying it's because he's a kid, right? I'm 17. I would never accuse anyone of being a pedophile without actual proof. So saying he's a kid and he doesn't know better is not a solid thing to say. Because I'm 17 and he's only a year or two younger than me? No. Well, me almost being a police officer, the one thing you have to know that when a child or a young person under the age of 18 comes to you and say an adult talking sexually around you, the cop has to investigate it. You can't just like, you investigate it and then you try to collect some evidence and then you make an arrest. You know what I mean? So well, yeah.
Why did you give him his job back if he's under investigation?
Exactly. You shouldn't have given him that red position again after him only sending you text. He should have maybe sent you proof or something.
I was going to voice VC with him, and I even told him, I said, look, this isn't permanent. I'll give it back to you for now, because what if I was wrong and what if she was lying? Then I'm the bad guy. So either way, I lose. Look, you guys don't understand. When a situation like this happens, and whether I am right or wrong, I'm always right and wrong in every situation. If the person that was wrong is going to be mad at me, and the person right to be mad at me. So try to get everything.
So did you come here to fucking argue, or what are we going to do about this fucking situation?
Hold on. I had a point where I was trying to go with this. Like, I understand what you mean, Ham, but like in that type of situation, how it should have been handled was both parties are suspended until investigation has gone through. This is a major accusation that we need to look at. We can't do what the Isles did when these accusations came against one of their staff members.
Well, then we should have caused one. We should have made one lose her position. They both should have lost their positions until we researched it. Then, if that's what you guys want to do it right way.
And then when Wild One, mind you, Wild One did come off a little aggressive earlier when she was trying to bring up that point. But the fact that she was trying to come to you saying that Hungry could have ruined her life by accusing her of pedophilia, and you basically just told her to F off and get out.
She has all the right to be mad about that shit. That can ruin that.
I didn't tell her to F off and get out for that reason. She wasn't. She said there. No, I told her to
Puta
F off and
madre.
get out because of her what was going on. It had nothing to do with just that situation. I'm not going to sit here and let somebody scream at me over the top of their lungs and not let me get a word in otherwise. It's just automatically, if you're guilty, blah, blah, blah. It's like, give me a chance to explain. Ask questions. Don't yell and scream at me. I'm not going to put up with that. I don't need nobody yelling and screaming at me.
No,
Look,
no,
she's angry.
I don't-
Amp. She, no one was listening to her. Of course she's gonna yell. Of course she's gonna scream because she was accused of being a pedophile.
She has every right to
He has.
be
I mean,
mad.
I would be livid.
He has every right to be angry and start screaming because no one was listening. And then
Okay.
you just kicked her. You kicked her out of the VC. You kicked her out of the Discord, and you didn't handle it
No,
like.
I didn't. I didn't kick her. They left on their own free will. I didn't kick anybody. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Told her
Before
to
we get
F off
hostile,
afterwards.
let's
Yeah,
just
they're
try
not.
to what I'm just trying to say is it was handled poorly on both sides. She was angry, she had a right to be angry. You were angry because everyone at that point was riled up in the VC. The point is, it was handled wrong, and I think an apology is owed.
Well, my thing is if somebody makes an accusation, a minor makes an accusation against an adult, unless there is proof on either side proving that she is guilty of it, or, we don't know if she did it or not. We don't know if she did. However, just like if a woman claims rape, most people have to take her side for it for now until they figure out if it's true. The thing is, I don't know the situation if that's true or not. You
I
guys seem
know
to
the whole
think,
situation.
but I don't. This ain't.
I just sent Kitty all the screenshots.